frequency response of RC lag lead compensator. Okay, so we'll draw the frequency response characteristics of passive RC lag lead compensating network. The circuit connections are like this. Okay, that is input voltage Vi is applied here AC voltage, C1 and R1 are in parallel and R2 and C2 are in series. So input is measured across that is this parallel combination initial terminal and ending point of capacitance. Output is measured across that is starting point of R2 and ending point of capacitance. Okay, so this is your lag lead compensator steady unit kit. Okay, here also we have signal generator frequency. Okay, it can be varied up to 10k, but if you use an external signal generator, you can go up to 400-500k. So you will get a clear that is accurate curve for the frequency response of lag lead compensator. So we are using this kit and an external signal generator. So the connections are, it is R1 and C1, this point R1 and C1 are parallel. Okay, so that point I have done. Next, R2 and C2 are parallel. Okay, R2, this one, this is starting point, this is ending point. I have done the connection, R1 with R1, C1 with C1. Okay, and then next, this point, that is from this ending end to starting end of R2. Okay, so short this R2. Okay, and then next, R2 and C2 are interconnected. So since here is no connection, you interconnect it. Okay, so this is your circuit diagram for this combination. Only elements are connected. Now I'll connect the input point. So input is taken from the signal generator. Okay, so this is the point from signal. The input is taken from signal generator and you need to connect it this point and this is ending end of C2 and starting end of R1. Okay, so this black ending end of C2 and this one R1. Okay, so at the same point you need to connect the input of your CRO. Okay, so this is this input point of CRO and connecting to the same point where I have connected with the signal generator. Okay, so can you observe? You are getting the input sine waveform. Okay, so keep it in 100 Hertz and set your amplitude 4 volt peak to peak. Okay, for that it is in channel 1 now. Input is channel 1, output is channel 2. Okay, so make it ground, coincide with your horizontal line x-axis, and then measure this peak to peak. It should be 4 volt. If it is not 4 volt, use this amplitude. Okay, amplitude, and you can vary. Amplitude you can vary. See, the amplitude I have increased, so it has been increased. So varying that knob, you can set the amplitude to 4 volt peak to peak. Okay, 4 volt peak to peak. Okay, input is connected now, and you need to connect the output. Output is across R2, the starting point, and then C2. So this is your R2 starting point. Connect the red point there, and black you need to connect it at the common point. So all the continue. Okay, so I have set the input. Input amplitude is 4 volt peak to peak by using the amplitude knob in your this one, and then I have connected the output across R2 and C2. So that is this R2 point and C2. All three black terminals should be at a common point. Okay, so settings, everything have been done, and we will go with the output. So dual have pressed it. You have both input and output dual point have pressed, and then you can see with the lysogenous figure. Already you have seen in the first and the second experiment. So this is third experiment where you have a lysogenous figure. Lysogenous figure is used to measure your phase angle. So this complete is y2 and this crossing points will be y1. Okay, so now you need to start taking the readings from step by step. That is from point. Okay, so this is your tabular column for the lag lead experiment. Input voltage what you have set, 4 volt peak to peak. Start taking the readings since a similar graph sheet. So in one decade. Okay, so for example from 100 to 1000 Hertz, take around 4 readings. Then 1000 to 10,000, take around 4 readings. Okay, so first one is 100. Can you observe? Okay, with 100 hertz. Okay, measure what is y1, y2 and output voltage. Okay, so at your frequency 100 hertz, you need to measure what is y1 and y2. So what is y1? Okay, it's crossing here 0.2. So down it is 0.2, up it is 0.1. So total 0.3, and y2 is complete 4. So for 100 hertz, y1 is 0.3. This is 4. Okay, this will calculate later. You need to measure the output voltage. So release your XY mode and okay, press your there is channel 2. This will be the output voltage. Okay, so it's around 3.9. So you can measure it as 3.9 voltage. Okay, next I'll keep it for 200 hertz. Okay, so again release this, press this. Decisionous figure. Y2 is 4, and then Y1 is 0.2, 0.2, that is 0.4. Okay. So 0.44 output voltage I'll measure. This is for 200 hertz. Second reading 200 hertz, 0.44, and then release your XY and press your channel. You will get the output voltage. Bottom 0.2 you will leave, and this is touching your 4, so it will be 3.8. Okay, so if we increase the frequency, it's in 200 hertz. If you go on increasing, it's in 2K. If you observe, you can see your this waveform. So you should know how to differentiate between lag and lead. Can you observe? This 4 volt peak to peak is input, and the smaller waveform is output. So but input is crossing the zero crossover first, and then the output. Means output is lagging the input. So for first half of frequency you will get lag. So when I increase from 2K, it was in 2K, I'll keep it in 2K. Okay, so it's in 2K. So when I go on increasing in and around, okay, so if you go on with 4.8 and 5K, can you observe? So this is, both are in phase. There is no phase shift between input and output. If you can see in your Lisa-Jaynes figure, both y1 and y2 will be, this y1 is 0. So sine inverse of 0 will be 0. So at 5K, you will get 0 degree angle. Okay, and then still if I go on increasing, what happens? Your waveforms, can you observe, it is around 13K or 17K now. Can you see? Output is leading your input. Okay, so there is a phase shift. Output is crossing the zero crossover first, then the input. So this is the lead part. So this is with respect to the waveforms. With respect to your that is phase angle, what happens when I'm increasing, your y1 will increase, it will go to some maximum value. Again your y1 will be reduced. So you will get increase from 0, peak value, then reduce to 0, and then again, that is for lag. Okay, you start from 0, angle will increase. Okay, and then since you don't have negative part here, so for lag readings you take negative cycle, lead readings you take it as positive cycle. So lag, your increase, y1 is increasing, it will go to maximum. Again y1 reduce means angle will reduce. At 5K you saw the point became 0. So this is the 5K point where your value will become 0. Again for lead set of readings, it will increase, go to maximum, and then come back to 0. Okay, but magnitude gain plot will, all the values will be negative when you calculate with respect to 20 log of V0 by Vi, will get the negative values. So your plot will be like this. Phase plot will be like this. So continue the experiment step by step. Okay, next is 400, fourth one is 700, and fifth one will be 1K. Okay, so 1 decade have taken took around 5 readings. In the same way for next decades, you go on and you will in this case you will get complete accurate readings. You can go up to 400k output voltage y1 and y2. Using this tabular column, plot this graph. You will get gain plot and phase plot.